Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me opportunity to serve all of you and arranging this seminar about balancing the spiritual and our day-to-day life. Day-to-day life is very hectic, isn't it? Family and husband or wife and children and the sometimes parents and the grandparents and relatives and friends and when I was coming I received this quote of Srila Prabhupada from every day. I receive on my WhatsApp and it was interesting. It said, Srila Prabhupada said in today's, he said, we should simply accept the bare necessities of our material part of life and try to save time for spiritual advancement. This is today he sent it. And this is what we're going to talk about. Krishna's arrangement, isn't it? Srila Prabhupada is saying. So, the balancing our spiritual life with daily life. So it involves the integrating spiritual practices into your routine while also honoring the demands of everyday tasks. And how this can be achieved? By prioritizing the spiritual practices like chanting, serving, reading, discussing, mentor help from the mentor. We all need in our spiritual life mentor, someone to guide us. That's what is lacking in this society at present. We all need a mentor to guide because we're facing the problem because the material flow is in this direction and our spiritual life is opposite direction. Whole material world is going in that direction and we have to go opposite. So of course when we go to opposite, the waves of that flow is going to force us to go towards material life. It's natural. So we are opposite current we are going when we are accepting, when we are spiritual, when we are performing spiritual life. So we need, the force will be heavy, so we need some mentor, we need some guidance. Now, of course, spiritual master is there to guide us, but spiritual master has so many disciples. How many disciples he can answer the phones or answer the emails? Imagine Jaipada Maharaj has more than 40,000 disciples. How can he answer the question? So we need in our life, we need a mentor, and this is most important to guide us. Because we know that Srila Prabhupada is ever well-wisher. We have to basically accept that. First, we have to accept that Srila Prabhupada is the ever well-wisher in our life, in all devotees' life. He was a person, or he is a person, to take us back to Godhead. We have to. This is the basic, fundamental principle we have to accept. Then we can talk something more about spiritual life. We have to accept that and we have to convinced not accepted, convinced ourselves that Srila Prabhupada is a well-wisher. He's here. He was here to guide my life, and he was here to take me back to Godhead. We have to accept that basic, fundamental acceptance. We have to accept. Then we can further progress. If you don't have that acceptance, then it's not gonna work. See, so when we accept, then we also accept that whatever he's saying is 100% truth. And so far we have seen that whatever he has said is coming true. Just I'll give one example. When Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj, he was from Odisha. He was Prabhupada's disciple, and Gaur Govind Maharaj was serving in Vrindavan. He joined in Vrindavan, he's serving. So Srila Prabhupada told him that you go to Bhubaneswar. He was from Odisha. Go to Bhubaneswar and start a center there. So Gaur Govind Maharaj, he said, Prabhupada, you are asking me to go there without the money and without the devotees? Send me alone. So Srila Prabhupada said, what did I do? When I went to, you are going in your own state. I went to America. Did I have the devotees with me? Did I have money? He said, I had only 40 rupees. Did I have devotees with me? You are going in your own state. Go. You see. So of course, Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj went to Bhubaneswar. And when the place where he was staying, he got a land somehow or other, some donated. That land was such a land that land, even during the daytime, nobody wants to go toward in that area, because there were dacoits. Even rickshawala, if you ask cycle rickshawala to bring you there, they would say, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm afraid. Dacoits are there. That place was such a place that it had no bathroom, nothing, And he was staying in that small hut, Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj. So when Srila Prabhupada in 1977, as we know, he left this planet 1977 physically. He's still present here. That's another thing we have to convince. He is here. Srila Prabhupada is not gone. Physically he's not, but he's through his books, he's here through his instructions. He's there with us. You see. So when Srila Prabhupada said, I want to go to Gaur Govind, I want to go to Bhubaneswar. So he went there. Srila Prabhupada, they had arranged for Srila Prabhupada to stay in the guest house, government guest house. Srila Prabhupada said, no, I'm going to stay with the Gaur Govind in the same hut. So they made a special next to him, he made another hut. No bathroom, nothing. They have to go out for bathroom. Srila Prabhupada stayed there for 2 weeks there. And then Srila Prabhupada had all his GBCs and all devotees were there. And they are telling to Srila Prabhupada that why you want to build a temple here? It's a barren land. Nobody comes even during daytime. Dacoits are there. You want to build a temple here? Build a temple in Jagannath Puri. So all the GBCs, they were telling Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada called Gaur Govind. He said, Gaur Govind, Sulik, they all are telling me to go to build the temple. No. Srila Prabhupada said, no, you stay here, you build temple, you have your own disciples, and this temple will be the best temple in the world. Now this was in 1977. And after that we know what happened to that present. It's beautiful temple, Krishna Balram temple. And all temple around the temple, all societies, everybody's like a busy place, just like in Vrindavan. Vrindavan would build a temple. Nobody was there in that area where Krishna Balram temple is there. But now you can see it's like that's a place is flourishing. So the point is that whatever Srila Prabhupada has said, anything he has said is the truth, because he was the empowered personality. We have to understand that. He was empowered by Krishna, and that's why he said that all the books I have written I have not written it. Krishna has written it. I was just an instrument to write. You see. So basically, fundamentally, we have to accept that whatever Srila Prabhupada has said, he is my well-wisher, he is going to take me home back to Godhead. And he has said that. He also has said that if you follow the process, then if Krishna has his front door is locked, if you come there and Krishna's door is locked, then I have the back door key of Krishna's house, and I will have you enter in the house. I have back door key. He has said that. So this is what we have to convince first of all before we proceed further. That he is going to take me back home. He will. I have to just follow what he is telling me to do, what he has given the process. So that means we have accepted this process of Krishna consciousness, and we are sadhaka. There is a sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi bhakti, there is raganuga bhakti. Right? But it starts with a sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti, sadhaka sadhana bhakti means that I follow the rules and regulation, I follow, I guide, I follow the sadhana. You see. Now, of course, in the beginning days in ISKCON, everybody was moving in the temple, so there was nothing can be done. If you are in temple, that means you have to follow sadhana. You have to get up 4:30 in Mangalar, it doesn't matter, right? But that time is not there anymore. Everybody is grihastha, they have family, they have children, they have relatives, they have friends, social life, everything is there. It is there. And it's natural. It is natural to have that. You see. So we have to mold our life in such a way, daily life. But what is my purpose? What am I gonna do in my life? What is my goal in this life? If you accepted the spiritual life, the path Srila Prabhupada has given, then we know the goal. What is our goal? I'm asking questions. I'm going to have interaction. I'm not going to keep talking. So that way we have here conversations here. What is our goal? What is the goal? Right. Krishna Prem. I want to love Krishna. But to love Krishna, what does that mean? How is it going to work? If I want to love Krishna, how is it going to work? What will I have to do? If the young boy wants to know the young girl, what's going to happen? What they're going to know is what they will do. Let's take a material example. What they're going to know, how they will do it. Sir, what else? So try to please. Yes. And how do you please? By service. Right? You will want to know. Young boy he wants to marry young girl, or young girl marries young boy. Young girl, she wants to know about him. What does he do? What is his character? What he has done? He wants to know. She wants to know his family. What is his family's? Where they are coming, their background. Right? She wants to know his nature. Right? Most of the time, the problem arises, and this is the important message to the young girls and young boys, that they get attracted by the look. It's natural. But then when they get together, then what happens? They find out each other nature, and then, this is not going to work. And nature is not going to change, believe me. 30, 40, 50 years, nature is going to stay. Whatever nature is, so he is coming or she is coming, that nature is not going to change. That means you'll have to change to live with him or live with her. See? So this is important point for the particularly young boy, young girl, they want to get married. Keep that in mind. You will not able to change anybody. You'll have to change yourself. See? So, to know this, to know Krishna, we want to love Krishna. To love Krishna means we'll have to know him. What does he do? Who he is? What's his qualities? What's his pastimes? See? And how can I connect with him? We have to know all these things. We will gain the knowledge. And that knowledge is given by Srila Prabhupada in his books. Bhagavad Gītā, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all these books. That means we have to read the books. Or we have to discuss about those books. We have to have that faith. Now, am I going to go to buy a faith in the market and say, go to the store and say, give me 2 kg faith? Am I going to go to able to buy faith? Huh? No. So how is faith going to develop? Yeah, but how am I going to bhakti? That is the ultimate. But how that faith is going to develop within me? We are talking about deep faith. Yes. That's true. Another thing is that faith is by the belief, by the knowledge, and by the trust. Let me give you an example. In India, I don't know whether in this country, but in India they have the swing. People, all the houses have the swing, and people like to sit on the swing. In any house you go, they have a swing, right? And people like in the, during evening time or something to just relax in the swing, and right. So if you went to buy a swing to the store, big, whatever big store, Pier 1 or whatever, here it is, I don't know what is the famous store is here, right? And as soon as you enter, you went to buy the swing. So as soon as you enter in the store, right away, who is gonna come there? Salesman, right? You are looking at that swing, and the salesman is gonna come right away. What is he gonna say? What is he gonna do? What is he going to do? He's going to talk about the swing. You put eyes on that swing, he's going to talk about that swing. This swing is built and with a nice wood. This is the wood. This is used. We have sold so many pieces of this swing, right? He's going to talk about everything about the swing. He's going to talk about that. So he's going to give you all the knowledge to you, right? So he gave you knowledge about the swing, but still you are not convinced about it. So the owner of the store, he's listening. He's in his office, but he's listening all this conversation. What his salesman is saying. The owner is little bit big body. It's a big body. He's listening. So he comes. You are their salesman. He comes and he talks about. He said, "Look, I'm in a business for 30 years. He's a big fat man, right? I'm in business for 30 years. I've sold so many swings and he's on the sale right now. And what he does, he sits on the swing and he is swinging himself. What are you going to convince? What does that means? What does that means? Strong. The swing is strong. He's a big fat man. He's sitting and he's strong and he's swinging. So to build your trust. So build your trust. He's going to swing and swing it. So you will convince, this is not, it's right. Right. So similarly is the faith. I have to have faith in Srila Prabhupada that He is the one who's going to take me home. So that means I have to follow the process. Now, how am I going to follow the process? That is most important point here. What should I do? So first is prioritizing. Prioritize your life. This is the most important thing. Because balancing our life, balancing our spiritual and material life. Does a train run on one track? You have seen the train run on one track? Train. Does it run on one track? Two track. Right? So similarly, our life, we have to balance. We have spiritual life and we have material life. We have both lives because we have family, we have responsibilities, we have things which you need to do in the life. So we have to balance it. And that is the most important in our life. Most important point. We have to balance it. Balance it in such a way, we have to balance our life in such a way that I achieve my material life goal, whatever responsible goal, and at the same time also continue my spiritual life. Most of the time problem arises that we go either in one direction or go in other direction. Isn't it? And we try more to be spiritualized than what happens. We have responsibility more towards your spiritual. What's going to happen? What happens? Suffers. And just not you suffer, but who else is suffering? Family. They all suffer. And we don't want that either. Right? So we have to balance it. Now if you go completely material, then what happens? What happens to this bead bag? Somewhere hanging. Somewhere in the house it keep hanging. Keep it hanging. Mala is doing its self job. Mala is doing japa mala. I'm not doing it. Does it happen? Not in your life, but we must have seen it happens. Right? This is what happens. You see. So we have to prioritize what because life is hectic. We know that. We know that life is hectic. Outside the material world, life is hectic. We are surrounded by the people who are not following four regulative principles. Sometimes, I'm not saying everywhere. Right? That's where the material life is. And so we have to prioritize. So balance. Base thing is the practical base thing in the morning when I get up, write down what I am supposed to do. And in the first is japa and the DT. That's the first thing. In everyday morning, get up, write down. First thing is the japa and the DT. If you have DT in the temple, I'm going to take care of that DT every day. And I'm going to do japa every day. That is the first thing. See? And then other priority, other points to write down. What else we have to do? See? Now you might be not do japa or DT right away at that time, but you know that this is my priority. This I will have to do it today. Before I go to bed, I will have to do this. And that helps a lot. See? So practically based thing is when we are, of course, in temple life is different than the outside life. We have to write down each point, what am I going to do? Because if you write down, then what happens? What does the mind do? As soon as you take the bead bag, what the mind does? What the mind does? What is the experience? Share some experience you have. You just sat down to take japa, start chanting, and what the mind does? Planning, right? I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that. And other time the mind is spaced out. But just at that time, mind is going to say, I have to do this, Bhadra, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. But if you have written down everything, then what I can tell to my mind? Mind, wait. You have already written down everything. Wait for 2 hours. Right? This is you can tell my mind, tell your mind that this 2 hours is mind just sit peacefully. It's not going to sit peacefully, we know that. But we have to tell. This is a time, is this 2 hours, is time between me and who? Krishna. This 2 hours, this time is between me and Krishna. No wife, no husband, no children, nobody. Because we know that the peace is going to come from outside. Is the peace going to come from outside? No. Peace is going to come from inside. Right? Are we all convinced about that? Right? So to bring the peace from inside, I will have to have connection because I'm a spirit soul. As a spirit soul, I have connection with the super soul. And that connection is going to be there. Then it will bring peace automatically because holy name is coming from the Golokara Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. Holy name is coming from the Golok Dhama. Krishna is present in the holy name. See? So if I do that, chant, then peace will become automatic. And our experience also, we know that. We know. Do you have experience that when you chant in the morning, then your days go smooth? Anybody has experience of that? Yes? Other, but most smooth, right? See. So in the morning time, if we give our time, that means practically we have to mold our life such a way that in morning time my morning time is for spiritual life. That means we have to go bed earlier. And we have seen the families in Hare Krishnas, like that family, I have seen some families, they just 8:30 at night, this is it. Gonna go to bed, doesn't matter what happens. Unless they go into program or something. Otherwise, 8:30 or 9 o'clock, they are go to sleep, whole family. And they are up at 3:30 because they had a good sleep. Now you might be say here, in the summer the sun is setting up at 11. I'm here and sun sets up at 11 o'clock at night, and 3 o'clock when I get up is already sun is there. But what happens in the dark time? What happens in December, January, February? So someone said, but I'm affected by this, changing the sun rising at 3 in the morning, and but in winter, no. If you mold your life, then doesn't matter what will happen to you. You make adjustment. You will follow it. So that's the first thing we have to set up our timing, because we also want to have a good sleep. We want a good sleep because we are sadhaka. We are not Raghunath Das Goswami or some Goswamis who sleep for 1.5 hour in 24 hours. We are not that. We don't want to be artificial. That's the point. Let's be reality. Let's be realistic. And everybody's individual. That's also we have to see. You might go away with 5 hours sleep. No, I need 7 hours sleep, Prabhu. Okay, so I'm going to take 7 hours sleep. It's okay. Nothing wrong in it. I shouldn't compare with someone else that someone is sleeping 4 hours there. No. Spiritual life is individual. There is no comparison in spiritual life. Because we all are individual and we all individual have relationship with Krishna. We all have relationship. Individual, we have relationship with Krishna. So I have relationship with Krishna, you have relationship. And we all individual have separate relationship with Krishna. It's not the same also. We have to understand that because material world means comparison. Everything's compared with others. Right? Am I true? Am I right? They compare with each other. Spiritual life is not like that. Spiritual life, I cannot compare with him. Or you cannot compare with me because you have talents, I have talents. I use my talents according to what talents I have given. I use that talents in Krishna's service. You have talents you use in Krishna's service. That's a spiritual life, you see. So individually, whatever we have acquired, whatever nature we have, we need certain requirements, and we should do that, And this is important. Also, the diet. Diet, what you take is also important. Some people can have everyday rice, chapati, dal, sabji. Some people cannot. Italians like to have pasta and pizza and lasagna and all that. Right? Okay, so have that. See, what is famous here? What is Denmark is known for? Huh? Rye bread with toppings. Yeah, so if you need that, yeah, have it. When Radharani cooks, Radharani cooks every day different thing. You know that? Every day. When she serves Krishna, is not the same as not every day dal, chapati, rice, sabji. She serves every day new. Imagine. Every day new means how much varieties must be there in spiritual life. Think about it. See? So Radharani is feeding every day new to Krishna. What's wrong with us? We cannot cook. We cannot feed Krishna with lasagna and pizza and sweet, and we cannot feed him. Of course, there is a standard in the temple, but at home. In home, usually home deity, what we cook. What do we have like 6-time offering? No. Whatever we cook in the kitchen, we offered it. Am I right? Yeah. So offer that. Krishna is looking for our effort, our endeavor, our purpose. What you offer, that is there, but means the endeavor. So we have to work out our schedule in such a way that we can mold our life in such a way that we balance it. That's most important. And it is these days we know that is so much facilities are there. Even if you are not in the temple, you can on the Zoom. So many Zoom classes are going on. There are so many Zoom groups, happening in the world. I gave a class 2 times to devotees in Prague on the Zoom. In the evening, their evening time, mine is afternoon time. Srimad Bhagavatam, this is discussed. So many Zoom classes on Bhagavad Gītā, Srimad Bhagavatam, so many groups are there these days. So it's easy. Krishna, we are utilizing all these gadgets, we are utilizing Krishna's service. So those things are available these days. This is all Krishna's arrangement for us to use it in his service. And these days even mentor and also the guidance also, you can be on the other part of the world and you can get the guidance. You don't have to physically present with him or her, you can get a guidance, mentorship. You see. So many things are available, so many facilities are there for us to it is question of our intention. Am I want to please Srila Prabhupada? That's the point. Am I want to please Srila Prabhupada? Because if Srila Prabhupada is pleased, Krishna is pleased. So am I want to do that? That's we have to ask individually. We have to ask individually and we have to convince ourselves. Do we want to please? Do we want to do something which is pleasing Srila Prabhupada? I have to ask myself, if I do this thing, is Srila Prabhupada will be pleased with me? Or he will not be happy? We have to ask ourselves. Because as I said, spiritual life is individual. You have to think. Process is perfect. Now sometimes what happens is that after practicing 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and still, we are still with the same habit, and then we start thinking, this process doesn't work. Did it happen to anyone? That this process doesn't work. I'm trying for last 30 years, 40 years, Prabhu, but this doesn't work. Does the mind bring these things? Is it? Yeah, it does. Then what should we do at that time? What should we do? Yes. Increase the dose. That's good one. That's nice. But it doesn't work. Why would I increase the dose if it doesn't work? Dose is too small. Okay. But I'm chanting 16 rounds and 16-hour dose is enough. That was Srila Prabhupada is told, but it doesn't work. Yeah. Boy, you're really convinced. Yes, Prabhu, behind you. Yes. Hear from some advanced associate, hear from them what they have to say. Someone is following, that means he or she is convinced. Right? So we associate with them, we get guidance from them, we get present. We all have the anarthas, different ways. Am I right? Ado Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha Bhajan Kriya Anartha Nivritti. And then after Anartha Nivritti is the Ruchi, right? Ashakti, right? Ruchi, Ashakti. Then, no, before Ruchi there is something else. Nishtha. Nishtha, Ruchi, Nishtha, Ashakti, Ruchi, then Bhava and then Prema, right? So Nishtha. So from Anartha Nivritti to Nishtha is not easy. It's a big hump to go climb the hill. We know that. So we all have the different anarthas in our heart. Are we all accepting that? Right? So, and each individual have a different anarthas. What I have anartha might be you don't have it probably. And the Maya is acting such a way that Maya will pinpoint, Maya will, what do you call you, drill you at that soft point. You have noticed that? Anybody has noticed? Am I right? Maya is do such a way that she will drill you at your soft point where you have unearthed that anartha is there. He will drill you. See? And in the beginning, it will seem to be so soft, nicely. But after some time, you find out that this was not not right thing, what I did. See? So the point is that anartha is there. So that's where we have to be very careful. I know that I'm a diabetic. I know that eating ice cream is not going to be good. But I'm from the childhood, I'm habituated to eat the ice cream all the time. And I'm diabetic. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Question. Yeah. Yeah. Well, higher taste means you offer the Lord and eat. What's the problem? Prasadam. Prabhu is prasadam. Huh? Special ice cream. There is special ice cream. Is it? Is it? Without the sugar? Which one talk about? Which one is that? How can it be ice cream without the sugar? Artificial sweetener. And that will not affect the diabetes patient? Huh? I see. So anyhow, I was giving an example of ice cream. The whole point is that if I know that certain things are, not beneficial to me, then and we need a help in that. It's not that, we need a help. For that also we need a help of our husband or wife or, to tell, no, don't take this. It's not good for you. Right? See? So similarly, in the spiritual way, also we need a guidance. Now many has a morning japa session on the Zoom. Here someone was telling me someone devotee has like 30 or 40 families in the morning. So it's nice to have joined that japa session in the morning if it's possible. And this is many places are like that. Many temple has devotees, they have japa sessions with their congregation members. To get them up. They wake up each other by calling or whatever. So it will be nice to join that also practically. So point is that many things are there, available. That is good about this Kali Yuga, that all this technical advancement is there, but that we are using in Krishna's service. We can use in Krishna's service, which is good for us. This is all Krishna is making arrangement. Believe me, it's not we are making. Krishna is making this arrangement for us. We are very rare souls. How many Hare Krishnas are here in this in Denmark? Huh? No, but Hare Krishnas, not I'm talking about center. How many members? Yeah. And big population. Right. So isn't that this is Krishna is making arrangement? Let's see the positive side. That Krishna is making arrangement for us, for me, to use all this technological advancement in service of Krishna. By going on the Zoom, by going WhatsApp, and why don't we see positive side and use that in service for my benefit, to uplift myself. See. So prioritizing is the scheduling is important, So let's have some more conversation, questions, and then we can discuss other points. But so far, any questions? Anything you wanna bring up? Any point that would be nice to hear? perspective, any questions, any point, anything want to discuss, anything before we go further, talk about? Yeah, good point. The point is that spiritual life is a gradual process. It's not overnight I'm going to become a Paramhamsa. It's a gradual process. And as individual has an individual connection with Krishna, and individual is on individual level. That's another thing. See. I should not compare with other person who is so high. So I should just, go to that. No. You have your own connection with Krishna. You have own relations with Krishna. So you progress, you figure out I'm going to progress my connection with Krishna, increase more and more by this way. Process is the same. Srila Prabhupada had to accept. When he went to Western country, he had to accept so many things which were not seen in India, right? But according to time, place, and circumstance, he had to do it. But he didn't dilute the principle. He didn't dilute the siddhanta. According to time, place, circumstance, he accepted process, right? He had a brahmacharini ashram. He had the, he performed marriage ceremony as a sannyasi. There are so many things he did it, right? But what was he ultimately he wanted? Ultimately, he wanted to bring that soul which come in contact to bring him to Krishna. That was he, and he was so loving personality, and that's what he wanted. And that's what we have to. We are in a process, so we have to also other people, they are on the level, but they have connection with Krishna. Everybody has connection with Krishna, directly or indirectly. Krishna says, Mrityu sarva harashaham. Person who don't believe in Krishna, Krishna says, I'll come as a death. Hey, here, Krishna is coming. So everybody's connection with Krishna. So we have to accept, whatever level individual is, we have to accept that level. That's another thing. Some might have some, habit which I don't like, so what? That's it, but we help them. We don't condemn them. See? This is my standard, so other also have to have this standard. No. I mean, general standard is there, understood, but, so that's important. It was a gradual process. Some might go up just like that because of their previous life, previously bringing. From previous life, they are bringing their continuous, because neha bikram nasosi pratyavayana vidyate surapam vidharma sitrayate mahatavayat. Whatever we perform devotional service never lost, right? So even we leave the body, we are at the whatever progress we made, we're gonna in next life we're gonna start from the where I had left over in previous life. So it's gonna go up. So some devotees are, we see in ISKCON society, some are young boys, they are so learned, so in the scriptures, so genius. 24, 23, 20 years young boy, and he's so genius. We have seen examples of those. They are so genius in the scripture. They can give the classes for hours and hours and hours. Damodar Lila, they can talk for 1 month. Just example. 1 month they talk about it. How is that coming from? From previous life. Or the young boy comes and start playing Madanga like he is an expert. How is that coming from? From previous life. See? So everybody is individual. But we should not compare with it. Another point, another question, another point. No question that I'm yes.
Hi, Krishna. This is more like a practical example from my own life. Like I'm married and I have financial responsibilities, and I feel when I'm really focused on my business and making financial progress, my desire for spiritual progress decreases. But I still have this responsibility, I have to do it. And opposite, when I'm in a period in my life or a season in my life where I'm more focused on my chanting and reading, my inspiration to make financial progress just kind of goes out the window. And I really struggle with this balance because, of course, I understand with my intelligence that the goal of my life is to develop Krishna prema, to develop a relationship with Guru and Krishna. But as soon as I go down that path, all my aspirations, my material aspirations, which are necessary, they really go to the back burner. So I still don't feel like I found a solution there, how to balance that.
Okay. I would not over endeavor to gain the finance for materially. Yeah, we need material. I'm not saying that. We need whatever necessary, we need it because we have family, we have to, and we want to make sure. Another thing is society is not, this society, in reality, fact, society is not at the point where society is going to help you financially. We are not at that situation. See? So that means as a grihastha, we will have to make sure that we have our financial base. That means when I get old, then I make sure I have some finance there to take care of myself. At least have a roof on my head and have this some, whatever, food I need will be there. Or whatever medical will need. So that is every grihastha should do that. Because society is not at that point at present where society is going to come up and help. ISKCON, yes, you see, it's not there. So we have to make sure that we have some put on the side. What is his name? Rupa Goswami, he did it. Out of 100%, 50% and 25%, 25% for emergency. He had done it. So nothing wrong in it to keep that. But point is that we don't want to over endeavor for materially. And we have to balance spiritually also. Certain things I'm not able to, for spiritual life, I'm certain I will not able to do so much service in the temple. Not because I don't want to do it. I want to do it. But I'm limited. My health is not going to allow me. So nothing wrong in it saying. I have good intention to do it, but it's not possible for me to do it. So we have to, at that time we have to balance it. Nothing wrong in it. Point is I have to be honest with myself. Right? Because Krishna is within heart. He knows my motives. He knows everything he knows. He knows my motives. And I will never cheat him. He's the biggest cheater. Krishna is the biggest cheater. Right? So I have to be honest with my motives. Krishna knows. So we have to balance in such a way. such a way that I don't endeavor towards material life, and at the same time, at least I maintain my spiritual life of 16 rounds and whatever principles, and take prasadam and offer and take prasadam and all that, and stay in good association, and also give some time to reading or on the Zoom discussing with other devotees, like that, And of course, my opinion is that devotees should have their own businesses. Because when you have your own businesses, you have a time to do on your own, if that is possible. Now, of course, all devotees are not a business-minded. That also is there. That's also there. But you have business mind. If the husband doesn't have business mind, then wife has a business mind. They do the business. Do the business. And you help a wife. What's wrong with that? These days, everybody and both husband and wife they maintain family together. In previous time, Vedic time, it was like that the husband does most of the, he's a householder, he is the one who makes the money, he is the one, and the wife takes care of the children and family and all that. But these days, according to time, place, and circumstances, we have to accept. If the wife is a business lady, let her do the business and you help her. That way, both have a free time. I did it. That's what I did it. I started my business and then she helped me. So now she is running. I'm free. She wanted to run the business. I said, run business. I'm going. I'm done. And that's why I balanced it. And particularly if you have a wholesale business, then that's better. If you're a retail business, then you are tied up with a store opening from 9 to 5 every day. 9 to 6, whatever timing. But your wholesale business, you provide the supply to the wholesaler and that's it, you are done with it. Rest of the time, pass the time in reading, chanting, associating. That's what I would recommend most of the grihasthas. If they have business mind, just do the wholesale business, any kind of find a business, which wholesale you just supply and you get the money, you go to the appointment, sell it and get out and then you are done with it, you have money. So you have free time to go to Vrindavan or Parikramas or whatever, you have time. See? So you have to work out. Any other question? What business I had? I had the jewelry business. And my wife was a designer. She design and we order from India and we get it and we find the customers. We had wholesale. You have to build up relations with customers. That's another thing. If you build up relations with customer, then they're going to ask you to supply. And you don't want to make so much profit. That's another thing. I don't think of big profit. Just do with whatever you can. If your customer, make sure a customer is happy with you. Build up relation. Make sure he is happy with you. Providing good product, you are providing, and you are not making much profit. I'm happy with it. Hey, I don't want that headache. Just take it and happy. Let's be happy with each other. So when he needs next time, he's going to call you and say, I need more, give me. So you send it. But the point of tendency is to let me get a more profit. And then they are not stupid either. They know they for him, many are coming to him to sell the same product. Right? It's competition. But if you have good product and if you are not interested in much profit, then they will then your relationship, they will accept you. So like that. Any other point? Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. So, for me, my job is a little bit uneven at times. So, it's the usual flow of work, and then all of a sudden peak, and then I'm quite busy. My day looks very different, or something like that. So, do you have any advice for people who have lives like that, where sometimes it's steady, but other times you have peak busyness, and then it goes down again?
Yeah. Yeah, that is there. That's why I'm saying material world is a tricky place. It's a tricky place, So we have to find a way, such a way. You have to find your timing in such a way that at least you give some time, at least minimum time for your spiritual life. At that time, during peak time, at least you give. And the main time I would focus is on chanting. Chanting is the basic. 16 round chanting every day is the basic. Doesn't matter it's high peak or low peak, doesn't matter. Chanting is the... Most of the time we have seen that devotees, when they give up the chanting, this is it. When I give up my chanting, then other 4 regulatory principles are gradually gonna in the drain. See? But at least I give my time, even though my chanting 16 rounds is not qualitative. Sometimes it's not. But still I'm gonna do it. See? Because Krishna knows that what I'm going through. Krishna knows everything. Right? He knows what I'm going through. What difficulty do I have? He knows that. But Krishna is also see that I'm at least endeavoring. That is most important. So if Krishna is seeing my endeavor, then Krishna will in the future may make arrangements, such arrangement that you will not have to do that. Time will come probably in the life. So it's important. Chanting is the most important. That's the point. 16 rounds. Doesn't matter you force it or whatever. Doesn't matter how you chant. Chant 16 rounds. Of course, we have to chant, with good qualitative. But if that's not possible sometimes, because life is so hectic, but still, we have to endeavor for it. Is that answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
So sometimes if I have extra time, I like to chant extra.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't always spend so much time reading.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a feeling I should read,
Mm-hmm.
but then I find myself chanting more. So maybe you can comment on this.
Nice to reading, because knowledge is so vast. Srila Prabhupada has given so vast knowledge. So vast knowledge. And particularly when we wanna share this Krishna consciousness with others, I have to have knowledge. Isn't it? So it's nice to hearing. If some devotees, like I have a habit of keep hearing. Always. I keep hearing all the time. Reading is there, but most I hear. So everybody individual has that, individual have that, whatever you can have, whatever you can say. Some devotees just like to keep hearing. So keep hearing different lectures, Srila Prabhupada lecture, another lecture. Some devotees can pass 2-3 hours reading. Some devotees can pass just chanting. Yeah. But nice to hear, nice to read, because so vast knowledge is there. Or nice to even discussion. Nice to have a discussion with other devotees. Have a group discussions. That's also nice. Because discussion, this philosophy is so broad that everyone can bring up with their own perspective, thinking. Have you seen the class, you hear someone give class on Srimad Bhagavatam, other person give the same verse, same chapter, he will give from different perspectives. Seen that? Heard that? Yeah. Why? Because that's there is the same. Some verse is the same, Purport is the same, translation is the same, but from different perspective. And that's why discussion is good, because it broadens our perspective. Not this. So it's nice to have a Zoom, even just as reading. Many groups are there on Zoom, they just read. And they read and they say something. This is what I think this purport is saying. And it's nice to do that. Any other point? Other question? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's, look at his schedule. You have seen his schedule? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's schedule? It was so tight, my gosh. He was a barrister, he was a magistrate during British time. And he gets up so early. At the daytime, he's a magistrate in the court, and he gets up so early, and he writes books. That's the advantage he took during the British time. He knew that this was not a time to create a riot, because British were ruling the India, and it was not easy. But he figured out this is not time for me to do riot. So what he took advantage, he wrote books at that time. And he has what, 9 or 11 children? Imagine his life. Magistrate, 11 children, and everything was what he was doing, like others were completely opposite what he was doing. His diet was so up to this time to this time this time to this time this time to this time this. I'm gonna put 15 minutes for taking this prasadam, and the prasadam specific. It was like that. So his schedule was like that. So we work out our individual schedule, because ultimately we know that this is what spiritual life is going to come with me. We know that. Whatever endeavor I'm going to make in spiritual life, this will be my credit. It is my balance. Nobody's going to steal it. Nobody will steal. This is I'm going to carry with me. Husband will not steal, wife will not steal, son will not steal, daughter will not steal. That's my own. I know that. And I'm going to carry with me when I leave this body. So why not? I should do it. Yes. And saving go up and up and up. And that whatever saving, that saving we're going to carry with us in next life. But in the material world, what we're going to make is what's going to happen. It's gone. You will give it to your son and daughter, but what they're going to do with it, you don't know. You don't know. You heard the story of the four wives, right? 4 queens of the king. You have heard the story? No? Remember? The king had four queens. And the first queen he loved so much. You have heard of it, right? Should I tell it, or you all have heard it, so I don't have to tell it? Tell? Yeah. So, first queen he loved so much. Everything he provided. Everything she wanted, he provided to her. Because he loved so much. Beautiful. Second queen he had that. Second queen was also very beautiful. So wherever he go, he can show off with his second queen. Wherever he went to other kingdom, the other kings with his wife, he showed up. Look at my beautiful queen, showing off. Third queen he had, he would confine with her. Any decision he had to make, he would ask that queen, third queen. Any decision he would ask. Fourth queen was not beautiful, but fourth queen loved him, but he didn't love him. She loved him so much, but he didn't love her. So he was getting old, and he was gonna, leave his body. So he thought that let me call the first queen. So he asked the first queen, said, "Look, I had provided everything. Whole my life I provided everything to you. You know that. Can you come with me?" Queen said, "No, I'm not gonna come with you. I'll just come up to the door. This entrance of our palace, that's it. I'm not gonna come." Imagine you provide everything whole your life, and that queen says that, "I'm not gonna come, I'm just gonna come up the entrance of the door." How would you feel? King was not happy, he was upset. So he thought, let me try the second queen, because second queen I was taking her everywhere. Let me ask second queen. Said, "Can you come with me? You were coming everywhere with me, I was bringing you." She said, "No. After you leave, I will get remarried. After you're gone, I will remarry again." King is thinking, my gosh, even if I have not left, and she's thinking she's waiting for me to leave, so I say, can remarry. He was not happy. So finally he came to third queen. I said, "Look, always I will need you, because Yamdutta is gonna come, and you have to be with me, you have to confine with me. We confine the Yamduttas. They're gonna come. You have to be. I was always asked you, I always took your advice. So I will need your advice, what to say and what." She said, "No, I will come to the, what do you call this, Smashan place. They come up to where you buried, funeral home. I will come up to funeral home. I will come up to that. That's it." Fourth queen, he was not going to ask, but she came and said, "I will come with you." So who is that first queen? First queen is our body. We try every possible way to take care of this body. But what's going to happen to the body? When the soul leaves this body, what's going to happen? Body is just dead matter. That's our first queen. Second queen is all my bank balance, all my dāsa, what is dāsa car, whatever it is. Tesla, whatever it is. Right? 2, 3 Tesla, whatever. Big mansion and Tesla cars and all these things. But what's going to happen? You give to your son or daughter, you love piano so much playing, you give son or daughter, what are they going to do with it after you leave? They'll probably sell it off. Gone. That's the second queen. Which is the third queen? Third queen is my relatives, my friends, my wife, right? My husband, because we ask them all the time to make any decision. Whom we ask? You have to make some decision in life. Whom do we ask? We ask our friends, our relatives, our parents, our wife, right? Husband, right? But where they come up to? When you died, where they gonna come? Entrepreneur home, that's it, goodbye. But the fourth one is the super soul, soul within the heart, super soul within the heart is going to be with us all the time. Any body you get, he will be there with us. He loves us, we don't love him. That's our problem. At least my problem. I don't know about all of yours problem, but see? So this is what happens. So we know that, spiritual life is a life, so we have to mold such a way. Any other question, anything? Any points?